who are laying there day in, day out, who I had to sit and hold her hand last night because she is physically, and she's not imagining these multitude of symptoms.
I don't think she is either.
And she's seen psychiatrists, believe me, she's seen psychiatrists. And again, she was told in the beginning, it's in the mind, go back to college. She went back to college, she collapsed. She's 19 now. They said to her a year ago, you won't, we hope you won't get any worse. You won't get any worse. She's getting worse by the day, and she laid there last night with a burning in her head, and she's passing out all the time, and she's saying to me, Mummy, please help me. I don't want to die.
She feels depressed.
It isn't depression. She's not depressed. She's
because
of the illness.
My point.
I challenge anybody to lay there day after day, month after month, year after year, 24 hours a day, night, day, it's all the same. I challenge anybody to lay there like that, or to try and work through it. And turn around and say, this is depressed. Of course they're going to be depressed. Their lives are stopped.
That's too simplistic. Psychiatrists, rather like neurologists and immunologists, don't have just don't have, I'm saying, what I'm agreeing with you actually.
He's agreeing with you.
I'm actually, what I'm saying is psychiatrists don't have all the answers, rather like immunologists and neurologists. We need to work together to work on both body and mind to heal people. And I agree that she needs help. I think that does the government do enough? Does the government do enough to provide resources?
The correct me, but I bet everyone's saying that there's no government-funded research into ME. There's a lot of private charity funding, but the states do a bit, I think, but I don't think there is in this country. And we're relying on our MPs, friends, to lobby in Parliament for it. What about the money for blood tests?
Yes, we have commissioned under the Medical Research Council research into it, and we've got a meeting of the all-party ME group on Monday to discuss it.
Great.
Yep.
Does the government do enough?
Can I just all-party group parliamentary research? I know what the research is that the MRC are doing. The research is looking at patients. The Medical Research Council are commissioning a study looking at patients who go to their doctor feeling tired. 90% of GP consultations are people being tired. That's fine. Only about 5 or less than that, 5 to 1% of those people have ME. That is not research into ME. That is research into tiredness and fatigue. ME is far more than just being fatigued. I want to bring up...
Do politicians therefore take it... The politicians, if the medical profession on the evidence, some of the evidence we're getting here, anecdotal albeit, but nevertheless evidence, aren't taking ME seriously enough. Is the government or politicians?
Well, yes, we did, because we've set up a task force with local authorities to try and help people. But look at the confusion among the medical profession. And we're trying to make a decision. All right, we will be spending money on research. But what we're going to do on Monday, I hope, is persuade the government to get rid of the prejudice which is so blatant in the disability handbook.
What's it like to have ME? How?
Yeah, it totally stops your life. I mean, you lose your friends, you lose your social life. I've had to give up my job as well. Yeah, that's gone. You lose everything. So I'm getting upset now. I'm getting
Your mum?
Yeah, I said over, didn't I? I mean, it's just awful. You see your girl, you see your daughter with her life slipping by, not able to go out and mix with anybody, not able to lead a normal life, get married, have children, all those kind of things, trained to do a job to teach their children, which is what she did, to be treated abominably in the beginning. And it just takes I mean, things are better now than they were. And you ring her up, because she stays with us sometimes, and we go down there, and you ring her up and you sit at the bottom of the stairs because she's been on the phone, and you're helpless and you don't know what to do. I mean, it just takes over everything. It affects the family. I'm sorry, I can't.
How does it affect you?
The worst of it is the muscle pain, I think, and the fact that I used to walk 3 miles to work, and now I'm lucky if I can walk 10 yards.
How does it make you feel, because of the pain and what you can't do? How does it affect the way you look at things and the way you think about things?
But to start off with, it made
me very depressed.
It did, but the trouble is, you can't just sort of sit back in your depression and think, oh God, this is terrible, because it is. But if you thought like that, you never get anywhere. I have to set myself one goal every day, one thing I'm going to do that day.
What, such as?
And it could be something as simple as getting out of bed and getting downstairs.
And that's important.
It's very important.
And that's something, an achievement. Washing your hair.
Prioritisation is the key with living with ME. You live according to what your body tells you can do. If you have a good day, you might go to 2 shops and walk 1,000 yards. If you're really lucky, if one day you might get out of bed and you might manage to have a shave, a bite to eat, wash your hair, and you wipe out the rest of the day.
You're very energetic. You're all kind. I mean, you're really hyper.
I'm hyper now.
Robert, I'm hyper now because I'm psyched up. I'm psyched up because I'm angry.
How will you be tomorrow? How will you be tomorrow?
I could be wiped out.
Yeah.
I wish the research would phone me up early. I'd love to have been asleep. Yes, sorry. But I've been looking forward to this program.
David, what I mean,
when I get back
you seem to have an enormous amount of energy.
I know.
Vitality.
No, that's coming through the anger. I don't get many chances to be on television to talk about ME with an awful illness, and so people get excited. But when I get back to Brighton, I should be wiped out for the next 2 days, so I should lie on my food so take it easy. My legs are really painful. I drove up. I didn't get on the train. I drove up with an automatic car, no clutch.
That's like climbing Everest.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is what people don't understand. But I'm animated now because I want people to understand awful illnesses, and I'm glad that some MPs are interested. Our local MP, Andrew Bowen, is the patron of our local ME group, and that's great, getting people involved.
Sandra, how does it affect you?
It affects me as badly as it affects Nicky. I spend 3/4 of my time in bed, usually recovering from an excess of activity. I actually am the parliamentary advisor to the groups, and I find writing all the material very, very difficult. I get perhaps, on a good day, an hour and a half when I can actually think well enough to write to the required standard. And that isn't an hour and a half straight off. That is an hour and a half in, say, 20-minute segments. So I write for 20 minutes, and then I lie down.
So it doesn't just affect what you can do physically, whether it's getting down the stairs, washing your hair, as David said, or driving, it's also what you can actually...
You wonder why because your short-term memory and your concentration are badly impaired. They're neurological symptoms caused by whatever is occurring in the central nervous system.
How does it impact when somebody like Sandra or our friend up there, and we saw the impact on Mum, sitting next to her, said the whole life's been destroyed, the effect upon the family. What is the effect? Your wife's ill. What's the effect upon you?
Well, it's
your relationships.
Well, it's devastating. You don't know how bad it's going to get. You know how bad it is. You've seen somebody decline sharply and steeply. And is there any wonder that
Can you describe the decline?
From being active, from being vibrant, from being sociable, from being a buoyant, effervescent, bubbly person, to being so frustrated that she can't do anything.
How quickly does that happen?
Well, it happened. It was precipitated by an accident, but it happened very quickly. The decline has been very, very sharp.
Change in the...
steep. Yeah, she still has a spirit, and it's a spirit that has kept her going, like that guy's spirit there. But is it any wonder, Robert, that people in this room, people who are watching at home, will have this get so angry with GPs who dismiss it, with people who say, oh, well, it's psychiatric, obviously, and all that absolute nonsense. They don't want to be ill.
How does it affect the family? What's the impact upon all the other members that aren't?
It affects the whole family. Sorry, it affects the whole family. It's a family problem. My daughter's been away from home for 2 years. She was a mountain climber. She was always off doing something, and now this is my daughter. And now she can bath and get herself up, but that's as far as she can go. So she very often can't come downstairs, and we can't...
What does it do to you? Did you believe it?
Yes, I did. Because
you understood, you weren't at any stage saying, come, get out of bed, or get downstairs.
No, she's not like that. It's not her personality. She does as much as she can now. She's always thinking of something she can do, but she's had to give up everything. She can't even sew now because her shoulders are too painful.